Well, it's Saturday morning. I've got the entire crew in here. Everyone but Lauren, she has a meeting this morning, so she couldn't come. We're headed out on a day trip. We're gonna go meet with my brother Mike and his family. We're gonna go check out a museum, an internment camp out in Delta, and explore through the desert, hopefully through a little bit of snow on the way back. We'll see if there's any snow. Should be interesting. So the first stop along our trip today is in Eureka, Utah. I love this mining town. Back behind us is the cabin of Porter Rockwell. He's the famous bodyguard of the Prophet Joseph Smith, and you know, pretty wild guy to say the least. He was a pretty interesting character, but this thing is in really good shape for how old it is. They've built like a pavilion up over top to help preserve it, but man, it's a cool little stop right here along the way. And Eureka is really unique. Tons of mining happened here in the Tintic Mountains, and so you've just got like so much that has gone on in this area. It has some really cool old buildings as a part of its like original main, you know, like downtown Main Street. I love driving through here. They've got a motorcycle museum. We're not stopping by that today, but it's just, I really love Eureka. It's a cool, really cool area, and the mountains around it, tons of awesome trails to explore. So nice little start to today's adventure. We made it to our second historical stop, and we are at the Great Basin Museum with the family. This is really cool. You know, Millard County and the Great Basin in general has a bunch of really neat, you know, history between, you know, all the way back through dinosaurs to, you know, significantly more modern but Native Americans, farmers, miners, settlers. There's just a lot of really cool things, and this has a ton of stuff. You know, it's kind of your typical museum stop for us where we're stopping, kids are looking real quick. It's the type of place I love to come and spend like a whole day reading each and every plaque and things like that, but tons of cool, you know, farming equipment and things like that, mining things. It's definitely worth stopping and checking out when you're out in this area, and an awesome historical visit for the family. Cool.
What do you mean what?
I don't know how much we learn from a lot of our past mistakes.
When the Japanese...
Nobody knew where we were going.
And participate in civic events.
The Topaz Internment Camp was one of 10 relocation camps where Americans with Japanese ancestry were forced out of their homes and relocated to live in internment camps. The mass exile and incarceration was one of the worst violations of civil rights against citizens in the history of the United States. Not a single one was ever convicted or even charged with sabotage or espionage. However, they were confined in camp, surrounded by barbed wire and armed guards. Many had sons and fathers who were simultaneously serving in the United States military during the war. The museum is a beautiful yet harrowing memorial to their lives and hardships in containment. We've stopped at the actual Topaz Internment Camp. There's really not a ton out here. There's just foundations and roads. After the internment camp was closed, they ripped out all of the buildings and, you know, used those supplies in other places, but we still wanted to come out and check it out. I've been here I think twice now before, but man, every time it's just really humbling to, you know, see. And man, I just can't imagine what was going through their minds as they were dropped off here, thinking, no way, like, where, this is just unreal. So, you know, it's very heartbreaking and sad what happened, and this is, you know, a tough reminder of that, but it's a really neat place to visit, and definitely highly recommend checking out the museum. Check out the Great Basin Museum, which is right next door to the Topaz Museum while you're there. But man, it is cold, it's windy. I can't imagine living here full time. That would have been tough. Well, we're cruising through the West Desert, and man, it blows my mind how much space is out here, how many roads are out here. I'll look on my map and see all the ones I've been on, and yet there's still so many that I haven't touched. And you can pretty much make your way almost anywhere along this and just start heading further west all the way into Nevada if you want. So lots and lots of exploring can be done out here. Utah's West Desert is often overlooked and underappreciated when compared to the deserts of southern Utah. However, it makes up nearly a third of the state and offers access to some of Utah's best history. Between abandoned mines, ghost towns, and miles of open trails, it's one of my favorite places to explore. Each massive valley is surrounded by beautiful tall mountains, including the Deep Creek Range, which is one of Utah's tallest. Each time I visit, I find something new and unique that impresses and surprises me. If you are looking for a trip full of solitude, this is the place. It's not uncommon to drive for the entire day without encountering another vehicle. Each mountain range is rich with mining history, and it is not uncommon to run across a herd of wild horses, if you know where to look. While today's adventure all featured fast-moving desert roads, slower-paced technical tracks can be found throughout the West Desert, especially near the mountain passes. This is probably my favorite stop along Cherry Creek Road. There's this dam right here. You can see they're walking on it back there. And there's this cool pond. It's really pretty. It's a nice little stop. Eat lunch here sometimes when we're coming through. And then down below us in the winter, it's cool because there's this pipe down there where I'm sure this water leaks out at. And it freezes and then it's kind of spraying out. And it builds these huge you know, I don't know, like ice sculpture almost type thing. So it hasn't been uber cold yet, so they're not very big yet, but come back in February when it's even colder, and man, they get really big, and it's kind of cool. So man, it feels really cold right now. We're in the, it's like 29 with some wind. It's feeling cold. We're making our way up through this kind of pass that Cherry Creek Road goes through, and it is dumping on us right now. So, you know, we've had pretty darn good weather the whole time. I was hoping we'd get a little bit of snow, and it's definitely snowing on us, which is, man, it's just so pretty. Driving in the snow, amazing. Doing it somewhere where you're a little bit off-road, even better. It's really slick. There's no buildup yet, but man, the road is slick because it's just been freezing over each night. And yeah, definitely don't have any fast stopping in here. Man, I don't know if you can see it back there, but the clouds are just so beautiful. The sun is going down, there's snow falling, and man, it is stunning. That is going to be a wrap on this day trip. If you enjoyed this video, you want to catch our overnight trips, more of our day trips, hit like and subscribe. You can head into our backlog, guys. I have hundreds of videos of adventures exploring Utah. If you're interested, I do have a Patreon. You can sign up for my Patreon. You can join it, get behind the scenes footage, get more adventures like this, and enjoy just spending time with us backroad exploring. Thanks so much for watching. 4 questions.